What if the drink sitting on your table right now was discovered completely by accident over 1,000 years ago? Today, coffee is one of the most popular drinks in the world. Millions of people start their mornings with it. But where did coffee actually come from? Who was the first person to drink it? And how did a simple bean manage to conquer the entire planet? Let's go back in time and discover the fascinating story of coffee. Most historians believe coffee first appeared in the highlands of Ethiopia in East Africa many centuries ago. The region's climate was perfect for coffee plants to grow naturally in the wild. Long before coffee shops and espresso machines existed, coffee plants were quietly growing in the mountains of Ethiopia. According to a famous legend, a goat herder named Kaldi made an unusual discovery. One day, he noticed that his goats became extremely energetic after eating bright red berries from a certain plant. Instead of resting at night, the goats were jumping around and acting unusually excited. Curious about what he had seen, Kaldi collected some of the berries and showed them to local people. They also became interested in the strange plant and started experimenting with the berries to understand their effects. At first, people probably did not drink coffee as we do today. Historians believe early humans may have simply eaten the coffee cherries directly to gain extra energy during long days of work or travel. Some communities even mixed crushed coffee cherries with animal fat to create small, energy-rich food balls. These foods were easy to carry and provided energy during hunting trips and long journeys. Eventually, people discovered that heating, soaking, or boiling coffee beans created a completely new experience. The drink produced from these beans helped people stay awake and alert for longer periods of time. Coffee quickly spread from Ethiopia to neighboring regions, especially across the Red Sea to Yemen. This was an important moment in coffee history because Yemen became one of the first places where coffee was cultivated on farms instead of simply being collected in the wild. Farmers in Yemen began growing coffee plants in large numbers. Over time, they improved cultivation methods and turned coffee into an important crop for trade and business. Religious communities in Yemen found coffee especially useful because it helped people remain awake during long hours of prayer, study, and religious ceremonies that often lasted late into the night. As coffee became more popular, it spread throughout the Arabian Peninsula. Soon, coffee houses began appearing in important cities where travelers, merchants, scholars, and local residents gathered together. These coffee houses became much more than places to drink coffee. They became centers of conversation, education, business, and entertainment. People discussed politics, science, philosophy, and news while sharing cups of coffee. Because so many important ideas were exchanged in these places, some people even called coffee houses schools of the wise. They played a major role in spreading knowledge and information throughout society. Merchants then carried coffee beans along trade routes into Persia, Egypt, and eventually the Ottoman Empire. Coffee was slowly becoming an international drink. By the early 1600s, coffee finally arrived in Europe. At first, many Europeans were suspicious of this strange black drink from distant lands and were unsure whether they should trust it. However, curiosity eventually won. Europeans quickly developed a taste for coffee, and coffee houses began opening in cities across the continent. Some historians believe coffee houses helped inspire important conversations during the Age of Enlightenment, a period when many new scientific and political ideas changed the world forever. As European empires expanded around the globe, they carried coffee plants with them to Asia, South America, and other tropical regions where coffee farming could thrive. Countries such as Brazil, Colombia, and Vietnam eventually became some of the world's largest coffee producers, supplying coffee beans to millions of people every day. Today, more than 2 billion cups of coffee are consumed around the world every single day. Coffee has become a global tradition shared by people from almost every culture and country. So when did humans start drinking coffee? The journey most likely began in Ethiopia more than 1,000 years ago with a curious goat herder, some energetic goats, and a handful of mysterious red berries. From those humble beginnings, coffee grew into one of the most important and beloved drinks in human history.